Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, ladies and gents. My name is Sir Rance Murphy, and you are now watching NTC e-learning community. So, hey guys, how are you doing? So, hello, students. How are you? I hope that you and your family are doing well these days. So, anyway, brace yourselves for another week of fun and exciting learning journey in English 1. So, get your modules, pen, and notebook, and do not forget to write down notes of the salient points of our lesson for this week. So, welcome again to our new video of our topics. Of the new topics concerning about the new topics under the English oral communication in context. So we're going to talk about the types of communicative strategies and what are the things that we need to know about these strategies when it comes to communication and discourse. So later on we'll be tackling and discussing it about detail by detail, so don't worry. Okay, so without further ado, let's begin. But before we begin our discussion, let me introduce you the learning objectives that you need to be able to achieve at the end of the lesson. So these are the objectives. So at the end of the session, you students shall be able to discuss the different types of communicative strategy and engage in a communicative situation using acceptable, polite, and meaningful communicative strategies. Okay, so these are the objectives you need to be able to achieve, and you will achieve these things at the end of the lesson or after you have read your information sheet and performed as well your course activities. So get your pen and notebooks ready, and of course your modules, because we're going to have a fun and exciting discussion about communicative strategies. Okay, so let's begin. So a communication strategy or a communicative strategy is a plan or a course of action to convey information effectively. It serves as a blueprint in expressing to others information related to a specific issue, event, situation, or audience. So you are using these strategies to be able to communicate effectively and to convey information that you have to other people effectively, so that you will have no trouble and you will avoid inciting confusion within your listeners. Okay, and it doesn't only pertains to the listener itself, but it is you as a speaker and the listener at the same time. Okay, so let's begin with the first activity or strategy, which is what we call nomination. So nomination here is where a speaker carries out nomination to collaboratively and productively establish a topic. So basically, when you employ this strategy, you try to open a topic with people that you are talking to. For example, opening a conversation by asking, "How are you?" or "What happened with the day?" and etc. So you are opening a topic to start off the conversation as well. So that is what we call the nomination communicative strategy. So this is the example of a communicative strategy, which is what we call nomination. Okay, so you try to open a topic, and that is all. Okay, so let's proceed to the next one, which is restriction. So from the word restriction, there will be restraints and limitations. So this refers to any limitation you may have as a speaker. So also, this pertains to a controlled conversation, speech, or communication. So when communicating in a classroom, in a meeting, or while hanging out with your friends, you're typically given specific instructions that you must follow. So these instructions confine you as a speaker and limit what you can say. So for example, limiting a questions to specific answers. For example, is it raining outside? Yes and no. So there is no elaboration, no explanation as well. Just a straightforward answer is this, like, is it raining outside? So yes and no. So you are using yes and no questions, or questions that are answerable to yes and no, or what you call that, close-ended questions. Yes, you're just using close-ended questions. Or for example, in your class, you might be asked by your teacher to brainstorm on peer pressure or deliver a speech in digital natives. So in these cases, you can decide to talk about anything else. So from the word restrict, or from the root word restrict, of the restriction itself. So we are basically talking about restraints or limitations that being imposed upon you as a speaker. So if you are given just a one topic to talk about, you cannot use other topics as well to avoid confusion as well for your listeners. Okay, so this is also a strategy that you might use and you might uh, see helpful for you to communicate effectively. Okay, so the next one is turn talking. This is talking. Yeah, turn taking or turn talking. So this refers to turn-based communication. So sometimes people are not given equal opportunities to talk because others take much time during the conversation. That is true. They have lots of flowering words or stuff like that, where their point is just as small compared to how lengthy their conversation or their lines are. So turn taking pertains to the process by which people decide who takes the conversational floor. So remember to keep your words relevant and concise enough to express your views or feelings. So you need to be able to choose the correct selection of words or pool of words, and of course to construct your sentences concisely and relevant so that you will be able to express your views and feelings effectively and efficiently. So for example, group presentation with the topic divided among members. So in there, you are given a turn on which, or yes, on which order you will have to speak. So if you are given the third topic within your group presentation, then you will be the third one to speak, and no one will be able to speak over you. It's because it is your turn, and as well as it is applicable to your group mates as well. So you must not talk over them as well when they are reporting or talking about something else. So you need to make your words relevant and concise and make your sentences uh, call this meaningful enough to express your views or feelings efficiently. Okay, so let's proceed. So topic control, this is a strategy that limits the coverage of a discussion or a conversation to things that are acceptable to the people involved in exchange. If you are close to the person that you are talking to and would not want to unduly irritate him or her, you will avoid topics that the other person is not interested in or might not be keen on hearing about. So when we're talking about topic control, it is already evident on the name itself. You are controlling the topics. You are choosing the correct topics and the best suitable topics for your conversation that you must choose wisely. So you need to be able to keep the interest levels and the happy levels, yes, the interest levels of your listener or the person that you are talking to as high constantly. Yes, you need to make it constantly high so that you will have no problems at all boring or making your conversation boring as well. So that is why you need to control your topics. You need to choose wisely on which topics that your call this uh, the person that you are talking to is might or might not be interested in. Okay, so be mindful with your topics. So when we are talking about topic control, we have also what we call a topic shifting. So topic shifting is, as the name suggests, uh, it talks about shifting the topic. So for example, speaking of summer, do you even feel how it is outside? So there is a connection between one topic to another, but they aren't really related to each other. So you as a speaker are trying to create another topic or reset or refresh the conversation by putting another topic which is uh, which is somehow existing on the previous topic. And yes, you are choosing a certain point or a certain idea of the previous topic to create another topic to refreshen or to to refresh or to reset your conversation and to keep the interest levels of the both parties high or constantly high. So that is called topic shifting. So not all the times you need to control your topic because it might get boring, and not all the times you need to shift your topics because it might be confusing as well. So you need to be mindful of these strategies so that you will become an effective communicator. Okay. So repair. From the word repair, you are recouping lost rapport, a lost rapport in a conversation. So you are assessing, this is an assessment of a speaker in addressing a conflict within the communication and addressing the situation. Okay, so for example, saying sorry is the most common repair strategy. So repair is done when a mistake is committed, such as mispronouncing a word or using the wrong term. In such instances, you will most likely you will most likely try to correct yourself to avoid being misunderstood or laughed. So for example, I'm sorry, could you repeat the question is? I didn't hear it quite clearly. Thanks. And that came out wrong. Let me rephrase that. So you are trying to repair a certain part of your conversation to clarify and to erase the clouds of the something like confusion, to erase the confusion within your conversation. So if you use or misuse or mispronounce a word, you will try to repair the conversation by saying, I'm sorry, let me, that was wrong, or something like that. Like you're trying to repair, you're trying to recoup lost rapport in conversation. So you are trying to repair it by saying sorry and then repairing it as well by correcting yourself, either in pronunciation or either in using the vocabulary use, or even if in choosing your pool of words and stuff like that. So that is repair. And I think this is the last one. Yes, the last one is what we call termination. So as a communication strategy, terminating or ending an interaction is useful in avoiding conflicts or diffusing arguments. So this is quite important to use. So even then, it must be done as politely as possible. So the following tips can prove useful in instances when you need to terminate a conversation. So these are the steps that you need to know in order to terminate a conversation without disrespecting both parties and at the same time avoiding conflicts or diffusing arguments. So the first one is to express in a polite manner you desire to end the conversation. So you are trying to end it politely just by saying, okay, so that's it for our. Thank you for giving your opinion, and also you as well. Thank you for that because we are in a heated argument or something like that. Yada yada yada. So you are trying to express your desire in a polite manner to end the conversations. You are trying to give hints or be polite in telling them that you need to end the conversation. So the next one is apologize for having to cut the conversation. So don't use the pride. Don't use your pride on this. So you don't need to just put some cliffhangers within your conversation and just leave that certain person that you are talking to hanging within your conversation. So you need to apologize. So, okay, I am sorry for cutting the conversation short because there's not much time, yada, 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 and other sorts of alibis or reasons. And the third one is you may use any of the following, whichever is applicable. So, for example, never mind, it doesn't matter, let's not talk about it anymore. That is somehow you are avoiding conflict or diffusing argument. So when you are arguing with someone, you just say, okay, never mind, it doesn't matter. So let's not talk about it anymore. Okay. So you are expressing yourself in a polite manner. So you can also use, I'm sorry, I'm not comfortable talking about this, I am very sorry. So you are trying to avoid a conflict and to avoid making them incite an anger within you. So, and of course, the last one is the most polite as well. So it's been great talking to you, but I'm afraid I have to go. So can we continue this later on, or can we continue this on some other time? So you are trying to be polite to end the conversation, and the other person that you are talking to will be able to understand your side as well. It's because you are polite and you didn't leave them hanging. And of course, you are trying to end the conversation in a good sense. It's because you have reasons so far, or just, you know, because it died down. Don't let them know that you are bored or something like that. Just try to end the conversation in a polite manner. Okay. So that's it. That's about it. So let's have a recap for the topics and the strategies that we've discussed today. So the first one is nomination. Basically, when you employ this strategy, you're just trying to open up a topic with the people you are talking to. For example, how are you, or what happened within your day. You're asking questions about what happened within your day, how's your day, doing that. So the next one is restriction, from the word restrict, restrain. There are limitations that you may have as a speaker. So if you are given one topic, you're just sticking to that certain topic, and you are forbidden to speak or convey information about other topics that are not related to the topic that is given to you. That is restriction. Next is turn taking. Best example is group presentation, which is the topic is divided among the members because you are given turns on which order you are talking, or in which order do you fit. Okay. So the next one is topic control and topic shifting. So topic control is where you must control, or you choose wisely about your topics so that you will avoid irritating your listener, and you avoid the you avoid putting your listener in a boredom strike, something like phenomenon. So you need to control your topic. And topic shifting is where you try to shift or to open up a certain topic by getting a certain part from the previous topic. For example, when your friend mentioned the previous topic, the word summer, and then you're trying to open up another conversation, or you try to reset your conversation by opening up a topic by using the word summer. And for example, speaking of summer, you are shifting the topic as well, making it dynamically interesting. So, but be careful with these two strategies, because if unused or if misused, you will fail at communication. Okay. Not really fail, but you will make your listener confused or bored. Okay. So repair is, from the word repair itself, you are trying to fix something else that within your conversation. So if you have mispronounced a certain word, you're trying to repair it by using I'm sorry, by apologizing. Like, I'm sorry, I pronounced it incorrectly, then you will try to correct it. And that is repair. You're trying to repair. And the last one is termination, on how to end your conversation politely. So we have the steps here. Express in a polite manner. Express your desire in a polite manner to end the conversation. Then apologize, saying sorry for having to cut the conversation short or long or midway. You may use any of the following whichever is applicable. For example, never mind, blah blah blah. I'm sorry, and it's been great talking to you. So you are trying to end the conversation politely by using these words, never mind, or I'm sorry, or I'm afraid I have to go, something like that. Regardless of their alibi and reasons. Okay? So it depends. So do you have any questions so far? Clarifications as well? If you have any questions, clarifications that you have thought about it, later on, you'll just you can just DM me. DM means direct message. You can just send me a DM or a PM on Facebook and Messenger, and I will give you also the. I already gave my phone numbers of the Globe and Smart carriers or SIM carriers. I already gave them. So if you have any questions so far, you can just text me when you have no data at all. Okay. So you can just text me and then I will call you if you are okay with calling. If you are not, then we'll keep texting. Then I will address your questions so far. Okay. So before we end, just a few reminders lang. Answer course activity 4.5. Read the instructions carefully and answer what is asked. So again, read the instructions carefully. So you need to understand the instructions first and read it before answering your course activity so that you will have no confusion upon answering it. Okay? So that's all for oral communication and context. So it was fun and worthwhile learning with you this semester. So I hope you have instilled in your heart and mind all the lessons that we've discussed about in this subject. So do not forget to speak confidently with the heart. So thank you very much for giving me the opportunity or explaining detail by detail about the stuff that you need to know about the communication as well. So I hope that you will instill all the lessons that we have learned and in discussed within this subject so that you will have no problem communicating into some foreigners as well and without you know without uh, making yourself shamed ashamed just because of some few errors. But having errors is not bad. Is not bad. No, failure is the best teacher that we can because it makes us think that we still have room to grow. So thank you for giving me the opportunity to discuss each detail by detail. Thank you for giving me the chance to clarify things and to clarify and to clear up the confusion within the topics as well. So thank you for very much. Thank you for everything. Thank you for watching this video. I appreciate it. If you haven't liked and subscribed to our Northlink TV channel, you just hit like and subscribe, and you can just comment in the below comment section. Okay. So thank you very much. Arigatou gozaimasu, and have a good day. Stay happy, stay healthy, and keep learning.